in just a few minutes, but we talked about him in that first half being lively, and he certainly was that in the second half as well.
Yeah, he was lively all game for me. He looked like he wanted the ball all the time. He was in really good areas, so his heels were on the chalk. When Danny used to play, he'd do exactly the same, get as wide as possible, give yourself as much space to play with as you possibly can, and you give him space in behind, he'll knock it, he'll run. And Danny said it in the first half. He just wants to get behind the player that's marking him. It's so good to see. Very positive. He will create loads of chances, and he'll nick himself 12, 15 goals this season.
How impressed were you with the overall second half performance?
Yeah, much better, a little bit tighter. Casemiro was a little bit deeper, which, you know, helped the defenders out as well. So there's no gaps going through there at all. So that left Bruno and Mason to do what they needed to do. But no, I just thought it was all a little bit tighter, a little bit more clinical. Finishing was good. Casemiro, they must have worked on that one in training. Flick on from Marcus.
Don't think he knew much about that.
Exactly, but much better, much better.
We will talk about the goals in just a few minutes. Let's talk about the unveiling of the new signing, though, Danny. We haven't mentioned that.
Yeah.
Great for him to come out here at Old Trafford in front of the fans. What a way to do it.
No, 100%. And, you know, I stayed to make sure I could, watch it when he walked out. Because that's what.
I know
that's
you were so excited. You were like, I have to go.
It's a big moment, you know, to see how people did he shrink, did he embrace it, you know, did he grow within it? Because you're the centre point. You're walking to the centre of the pitch. Everybody's watching you. You're being announced. And I remember when Casemiro came in and Varane, they came in as if like, yeah, we do this every day. And I wanted to see what a 20-year-old lad who's not played at this stage, who's come to the big club for a big fee, how he'd handle the moment. And I thought he walked out, he embraced it, you know, went and, you know, embraced the fans, and I thought he dealt with it really well. That was the reason.
Yeah, sometimes you can get a little bit of a, if he is, look, I mean, it might be a little bit of a wave, a little bit of a shy wave, but he's turning around, he's taking his time as well. You know, the cameras are all on him. He walked to the centre of the pitch at that pace, clapping all stands, very comfortable with it.
Yeah.
You know, he's now got the Man United badge on his chest. It's very different now, playing for Manchester United, and he knows that. So the pressure's on, but he seemed pretty comfortable with that pressure.
Yeah, a boyhood Manchester United fan, he said. And to come to this club as a young forward as well, Danny, you know, we've signed lots of players in the past who've maybe been established in their career up front, but to sign someone who's just 20 years old, he can spend a long time here.
Yeah, you'd like to think so. You'd like to think that he comes in, embraces the place, scores a lot of goals, enjoys himself. The fans really love him, and he's here for a long, long time. The key to it for him is scoring goals. You know, that's what will really make him feel comfortable as a striker. You know, you see the fans are welcoming him. We've needed that number 9, and he can be that person. But he's got to score goals. He's got to embrace it. He's got to keep learning, and that's really important under the manager and his standards. He's got to meet the standards every single day.
Yeah, we were waiting. Me and Dan was watching him come out, watching him walk. What number's he got? No number at all on his shirt. So
keeping you on your toes.
They're keeping us waiting about the number. So we shall see. But I think he'll enjoy it if he can just be a number 9. What I mean by that, just do what centre forwards do. Stay within the goal scoring positions, and the players who he's playing with here will create chances for him. Yeah,
10 goals in 34 appearances for Atalanta, but he really shone for Denmark in their European qualifying campaign. How much have you actually seen of him, Danny?
You know what, I've watched him quite a lot because I'm obviously being a striker. I always watch the strikers around Europe because there's not many of them nowadays who actually want to play as a number 9. And he's been the one who's excited me the most because he's not the finished article. So people think he's going to come in and be the finished article. He isn't. But what he gives you is enthusiasm. He's a willing runner. He's got all pieces to his game, and he will only get better. And he can dribble. You know, he's got the pace. He's got the strength. He's okay with his back to goal. And I just look at him and I think, over the next year, around the players that he's around this sort of, you know, you mentioned the players, your Brunos and people like that who can find him and can help him and teach him about his runs. And I just think the what's the word?
Potential.
There you go. The potential is the biggest. Yeah, it's massive. It's huge.
And I think with the coach, I think the manager knows it as well. I think Mr. Ten Hag would have said, right, okay, I know what you've got. It's all there. It's all there. I'm buying, you know, a 20-year-old potential 30, 40 goals a season if we can coach him and make him better and mould him into the way we want him to play, because he's got the finishing technique.
What does he add that maybe we don't have already, Dion?
Just somebody that's going to stay in that position and score goals. As a centre forward, he'll tell you the same. As a centre forward, you have to be a little bit selfish, and you have to make sure that you get the chances in the game. You have to get 5, 6 chances every single game. If you don't, you shouldn't be happy as a centre forward. If you nick yourself a goal and you only get the one, fair enough. But you've got to get chances every single game. You've got to put yourself in those positions.
Yeah.
If the ball doesn't come to you, then you've got to be angry at your teammates and vice versa. If you're not there, they'll be angry with you. So stay in that centre-forward position. He'll do it all season.
Because you saw already, once you win the ball against them, it's very open. And then we have Antony, Rashford, Garnacho, very quick, very direct, could all score a goal. And yeah, you see, once you can speed up the goal, also from the overload in possession, yeah, then you can create chances against this Lens, what played very brave, but you have to punish them, and I think finally we did.
How important do you think it is for those players to get those goals and the confidence that gives them going into the new season?
Oh yeah, I'm very pleased with that. For Ressi, of course, the way is typical Ressi goal, I would say. How we come out of the back there from a defender and are finishing. Great assist from Antony. I'm very pleased with Antony's performance. He's improving, and also Ghana. I think that second goal, I think that is brilliant. A picture. It's a brilliant goal. The movement, so the dribble from Ghana, then inside the movement in the right moment, the timing, the run from Rashford, and then it opens up, and then the great pass from Ghana and the first touch and the finish. Yeah, it sums all up.
And of course, the decision making that he makes on the pitch, that's something you probably can't teach. That's just natural.
Yes, as I say, we have players on the pitch, many players who can decide games. Yeah. And it's not only one player, but we have more. We don't even talk about Mason Mount or Bruno, who also can make the final pass or score a goal.
Mm-hmm. And what does, obviously we saw Rasmus was announced to Old Trafford today. What does he bring to this team potentially?
He is so a really frontman, very direct to the goal, very good presser, physical presence. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I think in the balance of this squad, I think we needed that. Alongside Rashford, another player who is direct and can score a goal. And yeah, that is all in his mind. He wants to score goals.
I think with the quality of the midfield players that you have now, the quality of their passing and their through balls, with the pace that we have up front now, you know, those spaces, if you can put the ball in those spaces, we're going to create so many chances.
That is our idea, but now we have to transfer to the pitch. And today we score 3 goals. I think also already before halftime we had four really good opportunities, and we already had to score, but we didn't. But I think this team is capable to scoring goals. Yeah.
Goal is in, please. Goal is in for the boss.